is out there. What is up, everybody? My name is Commander, and welcome to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved, particularly on the Savage series. This is the second episode. We're living like a savage, and so far, right now, we definitely are like a savage right now, living in a little stick hut, and these foundations here, which we're going to destroy. Some new changes have happened to the server. I hit the default button, so I restored everything to default, so hopefully now the game will play in default. But one thing I've always had a problem with when I play a game is having no reason to play. I mean, yes, I'm showing you guys, but when I play a game, and especially building wise, like when I build, I need a purpose to build, and otherwise, why not just live in a thatched shack and put all my buildings outside? Well, now there are NPC bush people on this map, and I'm gonna have to protect my. Is it really like not gonna render? It rendered it, then it unrendered all that across the way. Options. What's my distance set for? It's set for max. See, my computer can handle that. Why do I have to lose it? Like, I mean, I'd like to be able to see all that. Why does that all just suddenly disappear? I mean, it's just a single player game, and I just don't get it. Well, thankfully, I don't have to be worrying about being raided at night because I am the only person on this server, and it's a single-player server hosted off my computer. I have some competition at least now, and that definitely is good. But so now we're going to go ahead and play a little more along the lines of what you need to do to defend yourself, especially since there could be bush people lurking about. Did I ever clear out this structure over here? No, the cannons and stuff are still there. Alright, well, we're not going to worry about that. We're probably not going to stay over in this area too much more. So at this point, what you're looking at is you got a thatch hut. Well, the next thing you definitely... Thatch hut. Yeah, okay, I thought I said the words wrong. You're going to want to upgrade at this point. And we have not learned anything of actual value yet. So we definitely need to do some leveling again. You can also go ahead and collect some more wood. Did we learn the bots yet? Please say we learned the storage bots. Okay, yes we did. So we're going to craft us up a storage bots. We're going to need that. And that's going to help us store stuff away. Just so we can keep it for later use instead of trying to hold it all on ourselves. So there's storage bots. We're going to throw that meat in there. Well, actually, I'm going to keep this meat on me. I'm going to throw that in there and that in there. Well, crap, I'll take that too. I'm going to throw the berries in there for emergency food. We got metal, thatch, fiber. We're not going to worry about the stem berries. We are going to throw the narco berries in there. And we're going to throw that out. We're going to throw that out. Throw the hide in there. And the flint. That'll really lighten our load for us. Alright, so now we're back down to a more reasonable weight. So we're going to go ahead and chop down a few more things. One thing you definitely should probably try and do at this point is, and what we're aiming for today is to get up to the wood tier. One thing you should probably try and do is find a dodo. Finding a dodo is going to be very, very helpful. We do need to gather at least one flint for when that activates. Okay, thing to note early on, that thatch structure right there is not going to stop a thing. The only thing that does is basically block line of sight. You're never going to stop anybody in your thatch hut, and yeah, you're just not going to stop anybody. So on an official server or anything like that, I would suggest closing the door just because it will buy you a few seconds, especially if you have some pets. You can keep them locked up inside. But if somebody wants in there, they're gonna get in, and no matter what, it's going to.
Hey guys, we're back, and I am swearing I'm hearing noises. Maybe it's just me being paranoid, and maybe I would have already been attacked by now. But I'm hearing all kinds of noises at this point. definitely scary. I have no idea what the bush people, how the bush people work in this game. Um, Originally, the plan was for bush people to basically be an NPC that built on their own. They grouped up in small groups and they did their thing and all that good jazz. And they'd build their own place and they'd also attack you. You could ally with certain ones, but that's a far-fetched idea, in my opinion, to put into Ark. I mean, it might be possible, but a lot of programming there, and I don't know if the guy has gotten around to all that work on the mod. So I don't know how smart the NPCs are or how they're going to react in the first encounter. My assumption is what I've seen from other views of NPC bush people on other YouTubes. And NPC bush people have been very aggressive and honestly, like, a little too overpowered. I'm hoping that's not the case here. I don't have any of my levels set high. Actually, all the levels seem to be dropped down to level 1 through 30, which means the difficulty is at its easiest, which will be kind of good and kind of bad. I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it, though, and see what actually happens. We need to eat. That's where we got the meat, though. But it's definitely scary out here, especially at night. Every little noise, it rains, and there's some thunder. I'm always looking around, worried I'm going to get attacked. And in a way, you kind of got to feel that way in official servers. It really depends on the official server you're on, whether or not you're going to get attacked randomly, or if you're going to be allowed to actually build something decent. 90% of the time, I'd say you're safe, but there are those griefers out there, or whatever you want to call them, who do like to attack low B tribes and take stuff from people who are low level and not even, because they can't deal with the larger people, so they have to PvP with the little ones, which I understand. I mean, it's difficult to PvP at a higher scale because there's so much at risk versus when you first PvP. I need to remember to start closing my doors. My doors don't close on their own anymore, not here at least. It's definitely to another scale. When you go into a full-on war, because you have to think about everything you could possibly lose, versus, oh, I've got a trike in a wood base. If I die, I'll just rebuild it. And that definitely makes a big difference. And we need some flint. Alright, pull out the pick. One thing I definitely suggest... what was that? Oh, never mind. See, I'm always looking. One thing I would heavily suggest, keep a little bit of flint on you. Don't ever throw out all your flint. It doesn't do you any good to throw out all your flint. Yeah, because, I mean, every time your axe breaks in this stage, you're going to want to be able to field repair it right on the spot, and to have to go over and get something from somewhere else is going to prevent you from continuing your work. A little bit of flint doesn't weigh much, and it definitely helps rather than going and searching for a rock, especially if you're far away from rocks, which is unlikely but possible. One thing I would heavily suggest is pumping weight early on in the game. Don't worry too much about your health, because really if you get into a fight with something at this level, you're either going to have the health to take it or you're not. Yes, health is going to save you a few times, but only so many times. Also, whenever you're inside your buildings, make sure you close that door when you're not doing anything. Or if you're in your inventory, you don't need people sneaking up behind you and knocking you out and taking all your stuff. Especially if you have your bots right by your door. If you leave your door open, you're in your inventory, well, you can't look around. It's hard to get out of your inventory to respond. And by the time you realize you've been hit or somebody's there, you're already under attack. I don't believe you get third-person view in officials, but everywhere else you'll have that third-person view. Take advantage of that way you can, and try and say what you can. For those of you wondering about the nights and on this particular type of game, you cannot sleep through the nights here. That's just something that's not a thing, because you are playing with a bunch of people. The time does have to pass on its own. You can't just go to sleep and wake up and it be bright, because it would have to be bright for everybody else, or it would leave an unfair. Alright, so we have 10 points, and we have finally leveled up to level 9. So we can learn a few things. First off, don't bother learning this paintbrush. Bolas would be something very useful to learn, but they're also requiring you to be able to kill stuff. Try and conserve a little bit of hide so you can at least make one bola eventually. But right now, that's not my priority. I'm trying to level at this moment. So one thing that's going to help you level a lot is narcotics. So do yourself a favor and learn the narcotics. Now, we have 4 XP left. We can do a couple things with this. 4 XP, 4 engrams left. You can see we can't learn much. Spyglass is going to help you identify things from distance, but you do have to have access to crystal. You don't really need to have a spyglass right off the bat, nor do you have access to crystal that early on in the game. So really leaving this, unless you know where to get some crystal. I guess I just heard something. In order to help yourself level, because you'll get more engrams to spend on more stuff later. You could either learn the simple bed to be able to craft it, or you could learn the spark powder, which is actually not too XP valuable, but it is something else to passively gather at XP. All you got to do is hit the crafting button on a large pile of it, which we're about to do now, and you'll see. Also, we'll show you this as well. 5 narcotics, and you can put more than this in the mortar and pestle, but 5 narcotics and 1 spoiled meat, and we can make a narcotic. Now you can see my XP right here. We're gonna craft this narcotic and watch how fast where my XP goes. So I went from 63 to 7, which means I got 4 XP from making 1 narcotic, and this is a non-spoilable narcotic that basically works like a narco berry, but 5 times more effective than a single narco berry and does not expire. So that's a very useful item to have. Also, it's something you're going to do early on in the game. You're not going to want to go out and explore because you'll just lose everything. Dinos are very dangerous, especially raptors and just about anything that isn't a dillo or a dodo on the beach. It's generally aggressive enough and violent enough to spino over the other side of the hill here. I don't want to mess with it. It's still hanging about, and he's gonna pretty much be a problem if he ever does come this way. He shouldn't, but he'll probably be a problem until at a certain point. I might even try and knock his butt out. Boxes apparently do good for XP. As I was reading from somebody's comment. Yep, boxes are very good for XP. So one thing you want to do when you go across water is be very careful. Sometimes piranha are in these waters, and by swimming across in the water, you could very well make a piranha very angry. Well, just in general, they're nasty creatures anyway, and they are annoying. I have seen them kill so many things. Slow swimming dinos like wolves and stuff like that, you can definitely lose a lot to them. But as you get higher into your levels, they're just an annoyance more than anything else. So some people tell you that one of the first things you should do, honestly, is tame a dodo. And you should tame as many as you can. You will need a male. A female would be preferable. But even a male dodo is going to be helpful, because by the time you tame all your dodos, a male is going to boost your egg production. So you're definitely going to want a male. Don't tame more than 1 if you don't have to, because there's no point taming any more than 1 male. But as far as females, you probably need about 3 or 4 dodos. And as long as you pay attention to their eggs, you will have a surplus of eggs, and you will be making egg sandwiches and everything else. So right now we're just trying to make sure this dodo stays knocked out. So we need to gather some berries anyway, and also we're going to get some fiber this way in the meantime. This was not the intention. I came over here to kill stuff, killed 1. Ooh, our next victim, maybe. Just maybe. Some sort of victim no matter what. And now, just be sparing with your narco berries. Don't ever over-narc. So, all you have to do in this particular case with dodos is punch them out. Higher level dinos are going to take more advanced measures. I have been known to knock out dillos and raptors with my fist before, but it really depends on the raptor. How strong they are, where their points are applied. To spoiling meat is to hold the control button rather than waiting for individual pieces to spoil, and just drag them out and separate them. The reason why we want to spoil meat is so we can make more narcotics. You can't make narcotics without spoiled meat, and eventually you're going to have an overabundance of it. But right now, spoiling meat is very important to do early on in the game. So,
we're gonna go ahead and not we split it up and actually wait for it to spoil. Photos. Otherwise, I get less. And nailed in the head. And that's how we do it. Now you do need to be very careful. And also, yeah, you need to be very careful what you do at first with spears. When you're low on spears, you could very well throw a spear, have one additional spear, and the first hit from that spear breaks. You definitely don't want that, and so you may even want to craft up a few more, which is what I'm about to do now, because I don't want to be in battle with a raptor or anything. Something else to remember, spear. Not probably to do, and instead stay close to the base. Because now you can see I'm hungry. I got some berries on me, thankfully, but that's only going to satisfy my hunger for so long. But now that we've actually gone as far away from the base as we have, everything else that we unrendered, we can re-render. And that's going to be helpful in itself, because that means we'll have more stuff by the base. So leaving the base in some cases is going to be beneficial to you. It'll spawn stuff back around your base that wasn't there, and that will now be there. But still, getting that far away from base, if you die, you've got to cross all that distance, maybe without armor, trying to get back whatever you had. Higher level gear means more stuff lost, and possibly you're trying to run naked. You could try and respawn nearby your body, but even then you got to run your stuff back, which might require multiple deaths, or you might run it halfway back, and then next thing you know, you die. And now, all right. So saw something interesting on the beach here, and we can see something interesting on the beach, I should say. It's a Hesperornis. These guys are actually the way you feed them, and you could tame this right now if you wanted to. You had to go kill a fish, and then bring the fish up and draw, and like, you got to get it just lined up right and press E. You see where it says drag and feed fish. Now, I'm not doing that though. I just want to. Alright, so again, we did level up. I am going to pump up health point this time around. Foundations. Definitely want to learn that right off the bat. And like I was saying before, we can learn all this stuff later. But we're going to learn wooden walls and wooden ceilings. We'll learn the rest here in just a minute, because I'm telling you right now, we are going to level up a little bit. So, first off, I am going to build us a much larger house than what we've had before. And rule number one when you're building, close the door. So, we got that. We got a crafting. And you can see this right here. We're going to go hit you again. Alright, now watch this one. Look how much XP. And that's just from one foundation. You're definitely going to want to craft a good couple of them. That's why we're expanding the house. Because these are going to help us level real well right off the bat. And that will, I mean, that's just going to be helpful. Already halfway. 4 foundations put us about halfway. Now what do we need? We need wood. Now we're going to need walls, so we need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walls. Plus, I want to make it too high. And you'll understand why once I explain it to you. So that's 7, or once I show it to you. But it will probably be a little later. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to start replacing some stuff. You can see the green there. We're going to replace and start getting a much bigger structure. Now sometimes replacements don't always work, so you do want to be very careful of that. Sometimes it won't let you replace even though you should be able to replace, and you have to actually strip up the floor, and then that could be some trouble sometimes. Just in general, replacement though generally goes exactly according to plan. Oop. Well, like that. That's a great example. That's 2 walls it did not place. It didn't replace. And honestly, I didn't even need that wall there, so that's a wasted wall. Another thing to remember, even though you have wood walls, your wall is only strong as your weakest wall. So if you're trying to protect your stuff, you need to get all your walls secure. We had a metal base on an official server, me and my girlfriend, and we didn't secure the ceiling in time, and we went to bed with some stone, with some wood roofs. And when we went to bed with some wood roofs, they broke in and they took just about everything. They broke all the boxes. We woke up. There wasn't much left. Generator auto turrets that were given to us, gone. What happened there? That was weird. I've never seen that. Ooh, Dillo. We need to go out and kill it. HP, 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 HP. Well, even though we wasted that wall, we actually counted out the proper number of walls, so that didn't hurt us too much. Again, close the door as soon as you're done. Try never to leave your doors open ever. That's like a rule no matter where you go. You're leaving your door open is just asking to get robbed. The servers are not going to be that nice to you, and you should not expect any niceness at all. Alright, so we did level up again, so while that crafts... Okay, it's crafting 8 walls, which is exactly what I need this round. We are going to pump 1 more point to health, and then we're going to start pumping... We're going to start pumping more weight. I have a different build than some people. Some people go melee. I prefer to build health and weight. If I can survive the hits, then I can give something back, because I'm normally on the back of a mount and not so much somewhere else. So we learned the wood door frame just now, and we learned the wood door. These two are going to help secure the house. Now, also we have only 6 points, you can see. Again, we cannot even build the bow, even though we learned it 2 levels ago. That was my point about learning stuff later. You will fall back to learn stuff later versus learning it right away. Some people might have argued, hey, you should have learned that. Well, you know what? I didn't learn it, so now I'm going to suck it up and deal with what I did. Ceilings are pretty good on XP as well. So if you need XP, ceilings will do you some good. Again, if someone wants to raid you, ceilings are probably the last one you're going to want to work with, because your walls are at a ground level versus your ceiling being at a higher level. But we're going to get some thatch. We're going to get this stuff going. You're going to find your... Whoa, shit. Woo, holy crap. We had got lucky that didn't see us. Oh, God. Okay. Now, when something like this happens, this is very bad. Be ready to defend yourself, because you never know, you might win. More than likely, you're going to die, though. The other thing is, you need to wait this out. Whatever is causing this dino to come right here, right now, hopefully we'll pull it away, or hopefully something else will pull it away. Because, I mean, I intended to kill this thing, but now it's almost like he's going to kill us. Alright, so we can see the guy right over there, but we need to be careful. We don't want him being able to find a slope he can run out. That's one thing we're worried about at the moment here. We want to find a cliffside he can't get up. It looks like he might not be able to climb this. I'm not sure. If he can climb this, we're going to have to deal with him, and it's going to suck. So, you can see there's an arc. That's why I aimed at the mid. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, God. Oh, level 2 spino, is that it?
Okay, you can see I definitely got myself killed. We're going to actually use one of our sleeping bags for a change. Did not pick a good spot, that much is sure. Did I close my door? Okay. So at this point, we're on recovery mission. Oh, shit. Recovery time, right? Our stuff's right up there. We're here. We need to get this spino out of our way. The best way to do that is to first wait for the sound to get a little quieter. Okay, he's not looking this way, it sounds like, but we want to give it a little more time. Okay, out the door, and it looks like he's guarding our stuff. So what we're actually going to want to do is we're going to want to get his attention. Now, the dino doesn't actively guard your stuff so much as it wanders around it. If I can sneak up and get it right next to him, I'm going to. But I don't think that's going to happen. Getting this close to the spino is probably a stupid move. But we're just trying to get our stuff back. And if we die, we die. But the moment he bites me, I need to be ready to fight. Grab it, and I have never been this close to anything. Wow. Wow, that is scary as crap. So now we want to disappear at least a little bit. And then we'll put our clothes back on, which is going to give us a little armor to protect ourselves against him. Alright, so now we have a little bit of protection. That's important. Where is he at? It looks like he's right there. And I think we tried this last time, so maybe try something like right over here. Yeah, this is a cliffside he won't be able to pull. So we're going to use that arc again and just going to arc it out to him. Now, try and make sure you pull your bow all the way back if you're going to use it like this. Whoa, you can see he knocked us off there. We need to find a way back up quickly. Without... God, no. No. So, he knocked us off again. Second engagement, very poor engagement. I couldn't see where I was going. That was my fault. A few options. We don't need to necessarily retrieve our gear. We could try and do it again, which is probably what I'm going to go ahead and do. We know he's farther away from the base, so that did deal with him some ways. But we have nothing right now. And we need our stuff back. We need a bow back. Be very careful when you're doing something like this. Oh, he got the kill. Well, he's eliminated at least, and that's definitely a positive. One thing we want to do is access his inventory and see if he's got anything. He might not. We're going to walk up to him. Alright, some arrows. We're going to grab that just for a collector's item. There is a SynCole Tranco, which is helpful. He's got some spears, which we never threw our spears. A slingshot, which we don't need. A few narco berries, might as well take them. Take the berries. Now this recipe right here, if you don't know how to make this stuff already, take it, or you can always look it up with Google. You don't have to keep the recipes in your stuff anymore. Just don't worry about it too much. But in this case, we're going to keep it. Now we got a Bronto up here. I wonder how... Oh, he's a level 4. No wonder why he won. Broncos have a good health pool in the first place, though. Alright, guys. Alright, guys. I hope that helped you all out today. Hope you enjoyed watching that spino finally die. I would have loved to have killed him myself, but unfortunately, the Bronto got him. It would have been... I mean, that was a luck that he even attacked the Bronto. Would have been nice to get the XP. But, you know, we take what we get, and we're now at least spino-free for now, which is nice and helpful, until we at least get some better stuff, and then maybe we'll go out and tame one or something. But right now, we got some dodos. We got a wood base now, you can see it. We got a nice little hut to live in. No bush people have come and attacked us yet. I don't even know if they're active on this server yet. That's a bit of a question. I hope they are, but, you know, that would be something that I'd probably find out that they don't work on single player. In the meantime, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, definitely tell me why you didn't enjoy it. Maybe I did something wrong. And if you did enjoy it as well, but you did notice I did something wrong, please let me know. The more I know on how to do this and explain it to you guys, the better. Like last time someone mentioned bolas, someone else asked me to mention the bots. I'll try and mention it in the next video to correct whatever I get wrong in this playthrough. I mean, if you're playing on there's only one way to learn, and that is to play. And for people to tell you otherwise if you're doing wrong, if they've got a better way, and just to listen. So that's what I'm trying to do here. If I'm doing something wrong, I want to listen, and that way I can at least deliver that information to you guys. So definitely let me know if I'm doing something wrong, or there's something better I could have done. Was there a way faster way to level up, and I just cranked out levels very, very slowly, because I ran around and cut down trees forever. But so anyway, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, or at least tell me what I did wrong, what I need to do better. And you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.